Las Vegas faces one of the lowest tax charges in the country. In Las Vegas, we do have the lowest property taxes, and we do not face a local or state income tax. For appraisers, that means that we can have more business because our market values for houses are lower, and we can get more business through that. When appraising a home in Las Vegas, you must first receive an order from an AMC or a lender, and we must decide whether to accept or decline by looking through some information. And then second, we call the contact person and set up an appointment and put together the file in a different software. Third, we after scheduling the appointment, we have the appraiser go out and take pictures, and then we pull comparable sales, and then we are able to assess the final value of the house. I have been working at an appraiser's office for about a year now, and I have read and watched a lot of content regarding appraisals. So first I will explain how we set up appointments after receiving the orders from the AMCs, and how we can assess the value of the home. When we receive the order from the AMC or a lender, when we receive an order from a lender or an AMC, we need to see if it is good for the value, for the fee that they're requesting us to do it for, and for the due date that they're asking to have it back by. After we look through the MLS and we're able to see what information about the house we can find, about square footage and houses, about the bedrooms to bathrooms and garages, then we can decide whether the fee and the due date is okay for us to accept. After accepting the appraisal, we are able to put the file together. So we take all that information that we just assessed from the MLS website and from the assessor's tax, and we put it all together in a file so we can use that later in assessing the value. After we get the order and we have it accepted, after we have it put together, we then call the property contact, and we are able to set up an inspection for the appraisal. We try to see which time would work best for the property contact, and then we schedule that. After we schedule that, we are able to have the appraiser get out to the property and do that. But first, we must set up the total file, which is a different software where we put the appraisal reports together, and then he's able to go out. Once the appraiser goes out, he can take pictures of the house that is different for each lender. Most of them just require pictures of the outside of the house, the side, the bedrooms and bathrooms, the living room, kitchen, dining room, also the garage, the water heater and smoke detectors. After this, he's able to better assess the value and upgrades and any additions that are added on into the house. After that, he goes back to the office and is able to pull comps, which is just comparable sales within typically a mile radius of the house, which are similar square footage, similar bedrooms and bathrooms, and similar upgrades too. After pulling comps, he also has to go take pictures of the exterior of comparable sales. So after taking those pictures, then he can better assess that value. Then he sends the final appraisal report back to the lender or the AMC, where they decide whether or not it is acceptable, and then they send it back if there's anything wrong with it or if anything needs to be fixed on the house. Usually a typical thing that happens that needs to be sent back is the water heater straps, or the outside of the house's paint is flaking, so they send that back, and then we have to send the appraiser back out for re-inspection for the house. Today I discussed how appraisals are assessed and done in Las Vegas today. First, I discussed what we do when we first get the order from the appraisal management company, and how to put a file together, and lastly, how we set up the appointment and get the appraiser out to do the final inspection. Knowing what your house is worth can be a good thing to know, especially if you want to refinance or if you're needing to sell in a time of need. But besides that, knowing how the market works can also help.
Get some.